I am in University of York, and I'm going to meet Tim Peake. We are at the Central Hall, and Tim Peake is going to give us a talk.
Good morning, it's wonderful to be here in York. Hopefully you can recognise parts of the countryside there. This was my view from the International Space Station 6 months ago, from 400 kilometres above planet Earth, orbiting 16 times every day. Quite a spectacular viewpoint. But I want to start off by taking you back to December of last year, December the 15th, and this was our Soyuz rocket, Soyuz TMA-19M, rolling out to the same launch pad that Yuri Gagarin launched to space on the 12th of April 1961. So there's an awful lot of history and culture and tradition surrounding human spaceflight. We haven't been going into space for that long, and it really was quite remarkable to be part of that whole process and to really feel that tradition, knowing that you were going out to Yuri's launch pad to go into space. What it sounds like. And a second stage that's all firing at the same time. It's a tremendous amount of power, tremendous amount of noise, but actually the acceleration is very smooth and gentle because it's a heavy rocket. It doesn't go blasting off very quickly. In fact, we're just looking at our watches, knowing that we're going to launch. There's no countdown. The European Space Agency said to me, Tim, we've got a great experiment that we'd like you to do. We'd like you to drive a rover here on Earth from the space station. And I'm not sure if any of you guys like driving radio-controlled cars, but I love it. I loved it as a kid, and I still do. So to have the chance to drive a rover from the space station was a great opportunity. Now this thing is called Bridget, and it's actually down in Stevenage at the Airbus Mars Yard. And this is going to be the Mars rover, ExoMars rover, that will launch to the Red Planet in 2021. And what we're trying to do is to develop all the sights and sensors and camera systems, and also the ability for astronauts to control a rover whilst they're on a spacecraft, either on the way to Mars or in a Martian orbit. Something astronauts are always concerned about on a spacewalk is not falling off, which sounds very obvious, but it's actually something you really have to concentrate because we're always taking both hands off. We're working in our tool bags, we might be using wire ties to secure cables or using power drills, so we're constantly working with our hands off the station. So from over the French Alps, there's Greece, and then there's Scotland, all within one turn of the head, which is remarkable, and it takes a while to kind of absorb that. But as you orbit the Earth 16 times every day, you very quickly kind of get used to the Earth. You get to know the planet very well. Parts of the world that you probably will never visit and never expect to visit. But from space, of course, you actually get a great vantage point. And it was quite incredible to start looking at the detail, looking at the small lakes that would lead you to Mount Everest, or looking at Kamchatka to see if the volcano was still erupting that was erupting the other day. And of course, the wonderful views in the night part of the orbit as well, looking out into space, looking at the Milky Way, looking at the Andromeda Galaxy, looking at the auroras there. So probably the most special part of being in space is the view of planet Earth.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Excellent. We'd love to talk
And you are one person. Oh, okay. Okay. We've got to get into the lunch run, so can we see if we can give the cameras to...
Did we have a lot of fun?
No, it's easy to take. Maybe you can give them
No,
to
we just needed to.
I'm sorry,
Well, welcome.
really don't take this.
We can look at all the countries and work out where they're from. So it's a lovely thing to have up there.
Hello, I am Matt, and I am 5 3/4. I live in London with my mom and dad. I am at Eton House, and I am in year 1. Now I'm going to tell you a story I wrote called A Trip to the Moon with Tim Peake. One sunny afternoon. I was playing with my Lego rocket when I heard a loud bang on my balcony. Then I saw it was Tim Peake. Tim Peake asked, "Would you like to go to space with me?" I said yes. I magically my Lego into a real rocket. We climbed in. Then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off. The first evening we docked our food on the ISS. It was like a hotel. We had fried eggs and hot dog food and water from the water bag for dinner. The next day I exercised and helped him to do some experiments. We also told a robot how to do a handstand. Took the Soyuz to the moon, and on the moon we saw the beautiful Earth in front of us.